Last year I noticed something weird. Every time I felt even slightly bored, waiting for my coffee to finish brewing or my dog to finish sniffing the same patch of grass for 5 minutes, my hand would instinctively reach for my phone. I wasn't thinking about it, it was just reflex. Like my thumb had a PhD in muscle memory and a minor in self-sabotage. And to no one's surprise, social media was the main culprit. After 20 minutes of scrolling, my eyes would burn, even with blue light glasses and dark mode on. I'd feel dull, drained, and weirdly forgetful. I started to wonder if maybe it wasn't just my attention span that was getting worse, but my memory too. Because it's not just about distraction anymore. It's about what distraction is quietly stealing from us. Focus, memory, and the ability to be alone with our own thoughts without reaching for a rectangle. This video is sponsored by Tonal, more on them later. We used to joke that Google knows everything. Now our phones actually do remember everything, so we don't have to. Psychologists call this digital amnesia or cognitive offloading. Every time we let a device remember something for us, a birthday, a password, a fact, our brain decides, cool, guess I don't need to store that anymore. And that sounds efficient until you realize it's training your memory to retire early. A study from the University of Texas found that just having your phone visible can lower your working memory capacity by up to 10%. So if you've ever walked into a room and forgotten why you're there, congrats, it might not be early onset dementia, it's just your iPhone. And now we're outsourcing even more than memory. With AI tools like ChatGPT, we're outsourcing thinking itself. We let algorithms draft emails, summarize articles, and even help us reflect on our own feelings, because God forbid we actually process them ourselves. And while that's incredible, there's a cost. When we stop using the mental muscle of recall and reflection, they atrophy. Efficiency comes at the expense of depth. At the beginning of the year, I decided to see what would happen if I stopped treating my phone like a slot machine. I deleted every social media app from my phone, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, gone. And my X account, deleted entirely because somewhere along the way, staying informed became an excuse to doom scroll garbage political opinions and breaking news that actually didn't inform me about anything relevant. I tried time blockers, screen timers, and all the digital detox apps, but they all failed. Because when you're addicted to dopamine, you'll find a way around the fence. So Mel and I came up with something we call hide-and-seek weekends. Every Friday night, we literally hide each other's phones for the entire weekend. No texts, no notifications, no temptation. We go for walks, play with our daughter at the playground, and leave our phones behind. Because I'd rather actually see her laugh than record it for Instagram strangers. And the craziest part, by Sunday night, I feel recharged, clear-headed, and present. Now I carry my water bottle around more than my phone. And yeah, I lose my water bottle constantly, but honestly, that's a small price to pay for remembering what my own attention span feels like. It's funny, the less I try to capture moments, the more I actually remember them. I realized I wasn't addicted to my phone, I was addicted to dopamine. The same chemical that fires when you accomplish something meaningful also fires when you scroll, eat junk food, or get a new notification. So I stopped trying to remove dopamine from my life and started to resource it, focusing on my dopamine diet. That's when it clicked. I didn't need to cut dopamine out of my life, I just needed better sources of it. Because you can get 500 calories from broccoli or from Reese's peanut butter cups. Both fill you up, but one feeds your body, the other feeds your impulse control issues. So I started doubling my strength training time each workout, lifting heavier weights and higher intensity. I replaced scrolling time with reading about an hour a day on Libby. Those two habits did more for my mental clarity and memory than any productivity app ever could. And the numbers prove it. My daily pickups dropped from 84 to 56. My average screen time fell from 3 hours 50 minutes to 2 hours 46 minutes, and most of that time now goes to productivity, finance, health apps, and checking on my daughter's room camera. which, when you think about it, it's just a fancier version of still staring at screens, only now I call it self-improvement. Of course, training your focus is a lot like training your body. It takes reps, and speaking of reps, a quick word about tonal. You ever notice how it's way easier to scroll for an hour than to work out for 20 minutes? Yeah, I figured I'd start chasing dopamine in healthier ways, like lifting something heavier than my phone. That's where Tonal comes in. It's the ultimate strength training system that lives on your wall, giving you a full gym and personal trainer right at home. No commute, no crowds, no excuses. Tonal automatically adjusts your weights in 1 pound increments as you get stronger, gives you real-time coaching cues so you're not guessing your form, and tracks your progress over time, which means you can focus less on planning your workout and more on actually doing it, without the scrolling breaks between sets. Right now, Tonal is offering our listeners $200 off your Tonal purchase with promo code MOTIVATED. That's Tonal.com and use promo code MOTIVATED for $200 off your purchase. That's Tonal.com, promo code MOTIVATED for $200 off. Our phones don't just distract us, they literally rewire how we remember. In 2017, researchers coined the term the brain drain effect. Just having your phone in sight reduces your available cognitive capacity, your ability to store and process information in the moment. It's why you walk into a room and immediately forget why you're there. Okay, that and age, but mostly phones. Then there's attention residue. The mental hangover after a notification pulls your focus. Every time you jump between apps or check for pings, a little bit of your brain stays stuck on that unfinished task. It's like pop-up ads you can't close. Do that hundreds of times a day, and you're basically running a browser with 300 tabs open. It's no wonder we can't remember what we had for breakfast. And it gets worse at night. The blue light from screens suppresses melatonin, making it harder for your brain to move memories from short-term to long-term storage. So when you scroll in bed to relax, you're literally telling your brain, hey, forget everything you learned today. So what do you do when you've spent the last decade outsourcing your attention to a rectangle? Here's what helped me. Number 1, add friction on purpose. Delete apps, hide them, or make it annoying to use them. Convenience feeds addiction. Number 2, separate creation and consumption. Use your phone to create photos, ideas, notes, but not to consume mindlessly. Number 3, reclaim boredom. Boredom isn't the enemy, it's the incubator for memory and creativity. The next time you feel bored, don't fill the gap, feel it. Number 4, do a hide-and-seek weekend. It sounds ridiculous, but it's changed how I recover my attention. Hide each other's phones for 48 hours and see what you remember by Sunday. Number 5, move your body. Exercise is one of the strongest memory boosters we have. More oxygen and blood flow means a more resilient brain. Plus, you look less like a goblin when you're not hunched over a screen. Our phones remember everything. And that's exactly why we don't have to. We become digital hoarders of information we'll never use, while forgetting the moments that actually matter. But memory isn't just about data. It's about meaning. And meaning only comes from attention. When you're not constantly distracted, you start to remember the small stuff again. Your daughter's laugh, the smell of your morning coffee, where you actually left your water bottle, still missing by the way. Your brain is a muscle, and like any muscle, it only gets stronger when you use it. So maybe the real hack isn't learning to remember more, it's learning to forget less. To stop outsourcing our lives to devices that don't actually live them. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go play hide and seek with my phone.